right. Who's with me? Who is with me? We're in the Black Hills. Dawn Taylor's with me. Hey, Dawn, how you doing? Yeah, I'm feeling better. It's been a pretty rough couple of days, 3 days. I'm on the tail end of it, but man, I did get COVID tested. I don't have COVID. I mean, I got the self-test at home. Cheryl's here. Chris, how you doing? Matthew. Aurora Rose waves from New Jersey. Hello, New Jersey. How you guys doing? Yeah, feeling a lot better today, but still kind of weak. Man, I'm so glad I got all my filming done here when I first got out here, which was a lot. And then I just literally have been in bed the last 3 days, which is good because it's been windy. And when I got here, it was like perfect. Really did good. Got it out of the way. So, hey, this is great seeing all you guys. Arlene Rooney, Jeanette Strong from Australia is with us. Yeah, we are in the land of the Sioux Oglala. That's right, man. And I'm feeling like a dog right now. I'm feeling better. I'm like a dog soldier. You know what dog soldier is? I think that's the Cheyenne, actually, not the Lakota. Lakota were aligned with the Cheyenne. Dog soldier are the elite warriors, and we are right in the Black Hills here. Hey, Shar, thanks for the $1.50. Very cool. Yeah, lots of juice, Chris. It's probably not as good as orange juice. I guess I've been keeping very hydrated and eating a lot of bananas, and that's helping a lot. Of course, taking some good meds, but you can't do too much of that because your body gets acclimated to it. Who else is here? Barb Miller's here from South Carolina. You should be here at the beach. Yeah, I did the beach during the winter. I enjoyed the beach, but I'm in the Black Hills now. The weather here is phenomenal. It's like 70 degrees. It's a little windy now, but when I got here, it was like 70 degrees, sunny. The whole week is looking good. We're supposed to get some rain today, but nothing really hit. I know you guys are getting crushed. I've been watching the news. Atlanta, Texas. Where else? There's a tornado in Texas I just saw literally an hour ago on the news. So sorry about that, but that's the Springs. We see that. Yeah, the allergies, eagle flight allergies. Like I've been taking the what's the stuff? Not ibuprofen. That's for pain. You know, the little red. Anyway, that's helped a lot. But man, I was sneezing my butt off. Tricia says she is melting. Yeah, so lots going on here, man. I got here, so the road trip's been going really good. I wanted to tell you about what's coming this Sunday night. It's about 54 minutes long, I think, 4 parts. I was telling you, I've got 2 episodes that are 4 parts. And that episode is about a boy named Merton Eastlick. And it was basically, ever heard of Lake Shetek in Minnesota? It's in southwestern Minnesota. It's a big lake. It's like Campground State Park, but back in the day there was a Native American uprising, the Sioux uprising, and these people were isolated and they bore down on them. And this little boy, Merton Eastlick, I mean, most of the people, I would say 2/3 of them were wiped out. And I tell the whole story. We go to the actual location where the cabin was on Lake Shetek, actually Park Lake. And then I take you to where the much of the massacre happened at a place called Slaughter Slough, which they ran for like 3 to 5 miles through the prairie. And then I take you to the monument where most of them are buried and all the big ceremony happened. And then I take you to the cemetery because the hero of our story is 11-year-old, 12-year-old boy named Merton Eastlick. Many of you may know the story. He carried his baby brother, Johnny, for up to 80 miles over several days. It saved his life and reunited with his mother, who should have been dead, Lavina. Oh, man, it's an unbelievable story. So this Sunday night, you're going to see it. I just finished editing it. And then either next weekend or the weekend after, I've got an even better episode from Minnesota. That is a story you haven't heard. It's not been done on YouTube. it is a horrific story with twists and turns in the farmlands. And there's a book on it, and I work with the author. And again, I went to 4 locations. Remember that picture? My truck was in the high grass. That's the road leading up to the site, the farm on a hill. Oh, is it spooky? Oh, and you know what I did? I was in, it involves a schoolhouse. And I went to the schoolhouse where they saved it off in this weird place. And I went into the silo. I'm like, don't go in the silo. Right? Remember the episode where they're in the corn and it's like quicksand? It's like, you don't go in the silo, but the bottom was open. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. No way. So I go, we're going in. And when I walk in there, I got to tell you, there's some kind of creature or ghost, and you could hear it going, boom, oh, oh. I mean, you got to look out for this, like, totally freak out, man. But anyway, this is a really good episode. And the thing about that episode that's really cool is Deb made a huge breakthrough. And the author, nobody knows about this. And we came up with an ancestry clue that leads to maybe solving the whole mystery of the story. So it's really fun. It's like the Benders. It's like Rosemary Peterson, you know, where we stay with it and we help. And sometimes we follow a cookie trail. But anyway, that's what's coming up. Now, here in the Black Hills, yeah, I've been scoping around. Now, I already shot 2 huge stories here, 2 huge stories. And I did go to Mount Moriah. I was up there in 5 a.m, no tourists, nobody. I mean, that place is packed, guys. I got up at like 3:30. I was up there. I got permission to go early, just at daybreak, and I got the episode in. It turned out so good. It's nobody you've heard of, but it's better than the Wild Bill Hickok story. It's better than the Calamity Jane story. And Cheryl worked with me a little bit on it. Hey, Blue Skies, thanks for the $10. Thanks. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better now. You can probably hear in my voice. It's been kind of a rough few days, but like I said, I got all my stuff done. And then the other episode I shot here in the Black. So I've been exploring the Black Hills is unbelievable. Last time I was here was when I was like 10 years old. And all I remember is going to Mount Rushmore, looking up, and it was fog and you could not see nothing. So I've really been exploring, and I have another story that I did near Deadwood. And it's, again, one of these obscure, amazing stories that involves the warriors coming down and involves what happened. And it's about people that came out of Deadwood. So, of course, I've checked out Deadwood. Deadwood's pretty cool. It's kind of touristy. If you like touristy, I'm looking for more artifacts. And I would have done some filming there for you, for sure, for Instagram, but I really didn't find anything intriguing. I'm looking for like real history. Like they say they have Wild Bill Hickok's chair, you know, up in that thing. And I saw that, but they say that place burned down and that's probably not the chair, or maybe it's the chair. It's like, I don't go for that kind of stuff, you know, or all the touristy stuff. So I did check out a place called Hill that I'm going to go back to. Hill, that's where I had that tractor. If you're on Instagram, that crazy steam engine tractor pull over. And that looks, I'm going to circle back. And then Crazy Horse, I did check out I didn't go in the museum, did some filming there from the distance with my big zoom cinematic of the Crazy Horse. And I'm going to definitely circle back, but I don't know that I'm going to be doing much filming there. And that's been done on YouTube anyway. So how you guys all doing? Yeah, Sally, Black Hills are full of Native Americans. That we are in the land of the Sioux, Oglala, and other tribes, the Lakota, the Hunkpapa. You know, I told you guys I spent a lot of time at Pine Ridge many years ago, at Wounded Knee and at Rosebud. I stayed with the Crow. We have the Crow. And Willard Crow Dog, I stayed at his house for many days and helped them. And we did worship. We did Sweat Lodge. And I did a lot of giving, and they gave me a lot of spiritual. I did Sweat Lodge, some Sweat Lodges the sweat lodges were amazing. They had the children in there with the drums. Man, I had to put, like they say, the Crow sweat lodges are the hottest, where you will pass out. They have so many grandfathers in there. When I say grandfathers, we call the rocks, the how you take the pitchfork and you bring in the hot rocks to the middle inside. I don't know if you know about sweat lodge, but very, very hot. I had to put like a towel over my face to keep from passing out. And then you go around and you basically pray and you talk and you just, you kind of just let everything out. It's a very spiritual ceremony. Did not do peyote. I've never done peyote. I guess if I want to see the great white buffalo, I always said, then I'll really see them. I don't want to be on any hallucinogens. But I think a lot of the Native American and worship revolves around some pain, like the Sundance, and where you wear the piercings and everything on the back. I don't know if you guys know about that. It's a lot of pain. And then you start to hallucinate, or the Vision Quest. So a lot of cool stuff here, a lot of cool history. And yeah, there are old Native American ruins definitely in the Black Hills. It's pretty big. Like if you don't know about the Black Hills, if you look on Google Earth, and it's like big flat prairies, and then all of a sudden in the middle there's this oval shaped blob, and that's the Black Hills, where it just comes out of the ground of pine trees and cliffs, and it's just amazing. It's phenomenal. And this is a good time to come now because it's not so crowded. Don't come in August unless you're a biker, because this area gets flooded in by the Harley Davidson. This is where Sturgis is, up by towards go to Deadwood. Do you mean the Deadwood Stagecoach? I don't know what you mean about the Deadwood Stagecoach, but I was in Deadwood, so I was checking out Custer. Is it Custer? Yeah. I didn't stop there, and that's just south of Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmore. So I'm going to be getting back down there, checking some of that stuff out. What else is going on, you guys? Montana has a few Native American tribes. Oh, yeah, a lot. So I'll be going through Montana. I got a couple stories there. Like I said, I'm more on a quality mission. I shouldn't say quality. I think all my stuff's quality, but it's like more longer and more diverse kind of episodes. I've got some short ones too, but I've got another big story in Wyoming once I leave here out on the Oregon Trail. So I'm going to show you the Oregon Trail. Little Jimmy's been working hard. So Sally Pullman, blessings to you from the UK. Too hot to sleep. Like in the 90s there? That's kind of unusual, isn't it? Hi, Ron. I've heard about the Crow Sweat Lodge. Linda Pierce said, yeah, Linda, they're the hottest. They try to knock you out. How about the Blackfeet? I got a story of the Blackfeet. They were tough. They were tough on the trappers. We're going to be doing a trapper story. Rovin said, I have sat in sweat lodges on the Crow Reservation and the Cheyenne. Yes, the Crow is warmer. Yeah, you're right on. I guess I'm not making that up, right? Yeah, so we got Montana coming up. Hey, did you guys hear? All you guys are sending me, who was it, Amy? And somebody sent me a link yesterday was it Harvard? Harvard University Pathology or something is selling body parts for money. Did you guys hear about that? Let me look at my notes here. Human body parts trafficking. Amy and Evelyn at the same time were the first ones to send me the link, and then it came flooding in. Thank you, everybody. I love it. Just like the woman, we're going to talk about the Ecuadorian woman who was banging on the coffin. I got a video of that. I told you, buried alive is still happening. You guys don't believe me. I know many of you do, but can you believe that? What's the Colette Griffiths, the Deadwood stage is coming on over the hill. Calamity Jane, it's a song. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, can you send me the link to that song? I would like to play that on the road, as I'll pull out my harmonica. I'd like to play some songs. AZ only 99 degrees today. Wow, that's fantastic. And considering no humidity, you're really good. But yeah, I guess I haven't read the article, but I guess they were selling body parts like skulls and stuff. So somebody's going to be in big trouble. Has anybody got the detail on that? Any intriguing details? What else do I have? So, the buried alive. So let's talk about the buried alive for a second. I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Let me catch up a little bit here. Have you been to Fort Robinson, Nebraska? Crazy Horse was killed. Yeah, I've not been there yet, but it's so sad there was never a picture taken of Crazy Horse, right? I'm very curious, but there's descriptions of him and actually had some Caucasian look to him, almost blonde hair from what I remember years ago reading. There are descriptions of him. He had almost a blend, and he might have even been a half breed. I don't know, but there's another story. I'm actually going to be doing a story on this trip involving Crazy Horse, directly involving Crazy Horse. So but I won't be going to Fort Robertson. Isn't that where Sitting Bull was also killed in that prison? It's not a prison. It's the God, I can't think of the name. You know, the little jail that they have there. Thanks, Amy, for $2. Reading is reading in that story. I don't know what you mean by that. Reading is reading in that story. What do you, I don't understand what you mean there. So yeah, a lot of Native American history. I'm doing a lot of that. And other than, from here out, it's mostly that. It's not going to be, and I'm going to be like one episode a week. Maybe there'll be an episode like in between, like I usually do, but that'll be Sunday night, 8 p.m. Sunday night, 8 p.m.s. And yeah, this is about more history we're going to be doing. So yeah, did you guys see that thing on that Ecuadorian woman who it's like a grandmother? And I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw where somebody had their cell phone on her. They opened the casket, and she's in there like half out of it, and they're like and she's like, can you believe that? How would you like to be? Yeah, it's definitely still happening. This was sent to me by a whole bunch of you guys just a few days ago. This happened in Ecuador. Now it's happening still more in the third world countries because they don't have modern science, but I can tell you that very, very infrequently, I'm becoming kind of an expert on this from all the research I've been doing, going back to the history, going back to all the newspapers and the stories and the methods and all the things, how medical science progressed, and that along with the resurrectionists, I've really got some expertise on this, but I can tell you that on the buried alive front, it's still happening, of course, in other parts of the world. And I told you guys already that in the 18th, 19th century, it was not infrequent. It was happening. I don't want to say all the time, but every cemetery you go to, there were people buried alive there. You'll just never know who they are. And it seems not only frightening, but it's hard to even believe. Yeah, but it's proven out by the fact that it's still happening today. What was it, last month or 2 months ago? The woman that woke up in the refrigerator or something, or she sat up. I mean, it's every month you guys are sending me a story where it is happening. But what I wanted to throw at you and what we're going to talk about, by the way, I'm going to be speaking in Rhode Island. I can't say where yet, but in October, just before Halloween, going to have a meetup in Rhode Island. It looks like Tommy the Cat is. And I'm going to be speaking to a group, hopefully a lot of you guys can come, about the resurrectionists and about being buried alive. And one thing I'm going to throw at you, I haven't really talked about yet, is you have to imagine, and by the way, so many of you I've seen in comments say, that's why I'm getting cremated, or that's why I'm getting embalmed. Well, do you really think that's going to save you? You think that's going to be better? So let me just say, the doctor pronounces you dead, and you're in a coma, you're in a deep trance, and they go to start embalming you. Thanks, Amy, for $2. Okay, Amy, thank you. Thank you for the $2. And they, where was I? Like, it threw me off. So do you really think that's going to be better? Like that you're going to like wake up from the pain of being injected with embalming fluid and then you're going to die? Or let me put it this way, you've seen the cremation video I did. You think it's going to be better for you to wake up in the cardboard box with the Ziplocs on it as you feel the flames? Because you don't flame up at once. It kind of builds up in the first few minutes. And it's going to wake you up when it gets to about 150. 160, 170. The cardboard box doesn't burn right away. You're in there, you're protected a little bit. And I'm talking about 30 seconds, a minute, maybe 3 minutes. I watched it, I saw it. So you really think getting cremated is going to help you? That's going to be, I would rather be in the coffin buried alive than be cremated alive. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. But I hate to think about any of that, but we're going to be talking about that stuff. Nancy Paradis, Harvard morgue manager, conspired with his wife to sell body parts to a store called Cat's Creepy Creations in Massachusetts, right? So it was for conjuring, huh? I'm betting that's so. Creepy Creations is probably something where they're doing spells and conjurings and ceremonies and worship. It's going to be a good story. Roxanne White says, I wouldn't want to do autopsies having someone wake up. Yeah, let me tell you. But good news for the person that wakes up. What's happening to your paranormal channel? That's on indefinite hold. I've talked about that before already. Thanks, Nancy. So we got some good content there, but we're not doing that anymore, at least for now. I'm too busy with Faces of the Forgotten. Can't do both. I'm on the road. Do you hear about Robert the Doll? Yeah, I've talked about Robert the Doll. You know, I went down to the Key West to do the story of the woman that was kind of a pet of the Mad Dr. Castle. So yeah, I've seen Robert the Doll. He's pretty creepy. Don't insult him, by the way. If you like go up to him and say, hey, ha ha ha, then I guess you go down. Mary Jane Downs, I think it's fascinating. Our old pastor had the experience like he was paralyzed and he couldn't speak, but when they were about to embalm him, he moved his fingers and they saw it and caught it. Oh my God. Do you think that it was the embalming fluid that started that? Or was it just, you say it was just before he was about to be embalmed? Ooh, that is so creepy. I don't know what would be worse, being embalmed alive or being cremated. I think cremated alive would be the worst. You have to ask him for permission to take his picture, Lorraine Scott says. Yeah, you're talking about Robert. Yeah, I think so. I saw him. I didn't go by him. I just stayed away from him. That doll's pretty creepy. You know the story behind that with the little boy, right? The little boy was talking to him. Yeah, Key West is that's a pretty cool museum there because they have the Robert the Doll, but then they also got the whole setup of Dr. von Kassel, and I forget what her name was, the Latin woman that he was obsessed with. And he took her body for 7 years, had sex with it. A really creepy, freaky guy. Poem Paget. After yesterday's story about that sweet Zook boy, I'm in the Black Hills. We are in the Black Hills right now. Yes, Elaine de Hoyos. That's right, Lady Tyler. Wasn't that a creepy story? That's probably one of the creepiest stories I've ever done. English Roses, there's a creepy place not too far away from you called the Screaming Tunnel. Ooh, where are you at? It reminds me of this grain silo, this grain elevator I went in that was empty from the olden days. That'll come up on this Minnesota episode. It might be next Sunday night. I'm going to run it. Probably. So this Sunday night's going to be about Merton Eastlick, who's buried in Rochester. Rochester, beautiful city, guys. Love Rochester. Anybody from Rochester? I know a few of you have weighed in on that. Yeah, you've seen the photo of her body. You're talking about Elena. Ugh, it is, yeah. After he put paper mache on her face. Like he kept trying to keep her from decomposing. And then he started using paper mache to build her face back up. What a freak, man. Who is Robert the Doll? Robert the Doll is a little doll in the Key West Museum who's very evil. $5 from Sadie Jane. Did you know that Laura Ingalls Wilder's family is buried here in Desmond, South Dakota? Yes, I do. I do, yeah. Little House on the Prairie, right? I do know that. I'm not going to be covering that. Maybe someday. Although it's been covered on YouTube. A little worn out. But good story. It's cool that it's a true story, right? Laura Ingalls. It's not just Michael Landon and crew. Oh, what else did I want to tell you? All right, so that's kind of what's going on here. Oh, you know what? There's a channel that I watch, and I don't shout out a lot of channels, but it's really unfortunate what happened to this guy. Hey, do any of you guys watch History Underground? I don't know his name, but I've been watching him for quite some time. He does a lot of war, Civil War, history, goes to the locations, and he also does a lot of World War II stuff, which I love. He does great work. The History Underground. He was just in Athens, not Athens, Georgia, in Athens, Greece, and last week he had everything stolen. If you go to Athens, I guess, well, Europe in general, you have problems, but in Athens, it's particularly bad, where they can identify the license plate covers and unique things with rental cars where they know you're a tourist and then they follow you. And he went to an Airbnb and he was in there for 10, 15 minutes with his friend, came out and everything was gone. And you know what's sad? Not only all his camera equipment, like if I lost my camera equipment, that would be bad, but the content, like that's why when I shoot content, I immediately every night I'm downloading, so I have it in two places, on my laptop, on a chip here, there, because it's so valuable. You can't go back. And he just spent maybe a month shooting God knows what in Europe, his whole trip, and it's all gone because some greedy jerk wants his laptop and like probably took his hard drive with all his content and like threw it in the garbage. Man, that just hurts. When I heard that, I could imagine how he feels. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Just Athens, Greece, really, and they say it's just that's what they do there. That's really sad for people from Athens. That's sickening. I don't think I want to go to Athens. After I wanted to go to Athens, but after hearing that, I have no interest in going. People like that, they should do something about that. And it's all set up. In fact, it might have been the Airbnb people that I got set up once like that in South America, where the tour guide set me up to get pickpocketed. Oh boy, that was quite a story. I'll have to tell you that sometime. Eric Dorr, who sponsors History Ground, he was robbed in Greece, but he's staying positive. Yeah, is that his name, Eric? Yeah, seems like a really good guy. And he's taking it much better than I would take it. Let me tell you. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, what else are you going to do? But I was pretty impressed the way he's taking it. Ron, I hope you get the chance to do the 15-year-old boy buried alive. He has been forgotten. Who's that? I've done almost all the stories of buried alive that are documented. So who's Sally? Who are you talking about? I need a name. I need to find a grave. I just did Clay Hopper. He was 18. He was buried alive, almost. If you're talking about modern stories, I don't want to do the modern buried alive stories. I just want to do the stories from like the 1800s. That's mostly what I'm focused on now, history, older history. I'll do a few modern stuff, but mostly it's going to be older stuff. I think you're talking about more of a modern story. My cabin bag was stolen from the coach when I was in Greece. That's Sylvia McKay. Yeah, man, Greece does that. After hearing, and then he told the whole story of how it went down, man. I'm never going to Greece. But I am going to Scotland. I am going to England next summer. That's the plan. I don't think that happens. I'm sure it happens everywhere. I mean, it happens everywhere. It happens in the United States, but not where it's like a business, rate the tourists constantly. Ron, you are near my sister. You're in Richmond, Virginia. Cool. Where's your sister? Is she in the Black Hills? So we got here is you got Deadwood up there. So I went through Deadwood. Then you got Lead. I thought when I first saw it, I thought it would be pronounced lead, like gold, zinc, lead. No, it's called Lead. So you got Lead. You got Deadwood, and then as you go south, way south, there's a town called Hill that looked pretty good, and then Custer. So checking out some of the towns here. I got to tell you, Rapid City. Also, I'm in Rapid City. Is really nice. It's clean. It's spread out. It's really nice. Really impressed. Scotland. You know the medical school in Edinburgh. Still keep William Burke's skeleton. Yeah, I'm going to be going there. Burke and Hare. Don't worry. I got it. I got that all set. But I'm going to be doing some more stuff there too. I got it all planned. And then down in London too. Amanda says, I think the guy killed by the kid killed by the dogs was the worst. Yeah, wasn't that sad? I tried to not share too much detail. There's more details to share on that. It's like, you just try to imagine that poor boy running for his life and just being ripped apart. It's you have to look at the owner. I'm sure that guy felt guilty. He was a nice guy. I'm sure he felt guilty the rest of his life. Lady Tyler, Bio Rodriguez. I have a Scottish friend who tells me the country really has a mocking attitude towards Burke and Hare. There's a strip club named after them. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're making money. Yeah, there is a GoFundMe page for Eric. Yeah, I'd say, we support him, and anybody go to the History Underground and go to Eric's page. Good guy. And we got your back, Eric. And if you could send me the link, or I guess I could, I don't know where the link is. It's on his channel. He's a good fellow. Yeah, he's been around, and he's very passionate and really enjoys what he's doing. So that's as he said, a gut punch. So sad. I wish I could catch the person and tie him up on the bridge so everybody can abuse that burglar. They kept the bodies in barrels, disguised to be sent to medical school. Yeah. A lot of gross stuff there. Yes, I got a bad cold, Amanda. I'm just getting over it. We were talking about that. I'm in pretty good shape now. I'm just weak. I need a few more days. The good thing is I got all my stuff here. I'm going to be here in the Black Hills until Sunday, Monday. Then I'm heading to Wyoming. And I think by then I should, I'm getting better every day. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. I think I caught it from my son. I was, just before I came on this trip, I was with them, 4 disease-carrying teenagers. Just kidding, Nathan. But I'm with 4 teenagers for a few days up at my Northwoods place. And then I had here, and then, I got them sick right away. Where else am I going to? Who knows? But anyway, I'm starting to feel better. At least I don't have COVID, right? Jeez. Hello from Nova Scotia. Good to see you again. Hello, Nova Scotia. It's beautiful up there. One of my new friends lives up there. That's the Part-Time Explorer, Tom. You guys watch that channel, Part-Time Explorer? I did a collab with him in Chicago. He came through Chicago with his beautiful wife and his little son, Tommy. Oh, man, it's cool. We had a good time. Can't say what we did. It'll be a surprise, but good stuff. J.D. Hewitt is the fellow's name who does the History Underground. Eric sponsors it. Oh, okay. J.D. Okay, cool. Lots of fascinating stories, Upper Midwest. Jim the Killer Miller, yeah, and Boonhelm, yeah, I know those stories. Jim the Killer Miller, there's a famous picture of him hanging with his cohorts in the barn from the beams. Is he the guy that was wearing? I think he was the guy that was wearing like the shield, the metal, the cast iron with ropes over his shoulder. And the guy, the guy tried to kill him, and then he ended up killing the guy because he had this like shield on underneath. Like, can you imagine? It's like 90 degrees, and you got to wear those suits, and then underneath you get this metal shield. But it worked. The young man in Utah that was going down a tunnel and couldn't get out. Oh, that was horrible. That was Vicky Short. That was my hardest episode in Utah. Yeah, where I went out there, the Nutty Putty Cave. You watch that? That was a road trip. That was tough to get out there. A lot of mud and sliding and slush, and I didn't have. I had the best automobile that I could rent for that, which was nothing like what I would have wanted. And I barely got out of there, about 6 miles in off the main gravel road. But I was happy to get that. I really wanted to do that episode. And then I did the episode out there too on the candy bomber, the World War II guy. And then I did the episode out there while I was out there of the little boy in the wheelchair. That his grave is the wheelchair, and he's like free to go to heaven. Like he's free from the wheelchair. Matthew, I think his name was. I can't remember his last name. Jim Miller, yeah. He had the iron shield. Was that the same Jim Killer Miller? Or was that a different Jim? I'm just going by memory. I love that history. Yeah, I don't want to be smoking on my pipe right now. I don't really do that much. It's not good for you. But I'll do it once in a while. I'll still do it again. The Candy Bomber, yeah. Gail Halverson. Was such a cool story. Let's see what else I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, I got a funny story. I don't know what made me do this. What? NyQuil's no good, Amanda. No good. Actually, that got me in trouble. I did take some NyQuil, and I did not have a good reaction to it. I do not recommend NyQuil. That messed me up. But anyway, I was on other drugs too, probably that's why. So I don't know how I did this, but I'm driving along, and did you ever come along and you think of something from your childhood and you remember the smell? You don't smell it, but you're like, man, I remember that, like crayons, right? Like if you go to Walgreens or something, you smell like it's like, man, it reminds me when I was in kindergarten. So I'm driving along, and for you guys, let me ask you, do you remember the airplanes that we used to get? And they had those little motors. They were called Cox motors, COX, little one-cylinder things. And and then it was like a 2-stroke engine. And then you'd stand, and they'd be on a string, and you'd just go like in a circle. And you could navigate the elevator so it could go up and down, I think. And I used to just start it up and like throw it. But the thing that I remember is the smell of the pink fuel for you guys. Remember the little clear tube, and you'd pour that fuel in there? And I just like, I want to smell that. So I ordered on Amazon, and you can't buy a little thing. You have to buy this. So I bought this huge thing of the Cox fuel, which all I'm going to do is like smell it and throw it away. Isn't that stupid? But I don't know. That's what I'm doing. It's back at home. Like I'm on this trip, so I have to wait till I get home. But you have those things from your childhood where there's just a smell that brings you back to your childhood. Matthew Robeson, yeah, that was his name. The little 10-year-old boy, right. Honey and tea, the sinus flush. Oh, no, that's all right. I'll pass on that. I'm doing pretty good with the stuff that I found is the best is the Tylenol cold. They're yellow pills. You take 2 of them, and the Tylenol cold relief. That's the best. You just do that, and that's all. You may have nighttime blue pills. The problem is I try not to take them, maybe 1 a day when I really need it, or just before bed, because your body gets acclimated to it, and then it doesn't work anymore after like 2 or 3 days. So yeah, the smell of cap guns, Kathy, right? That's another one I want to smell. That smell of that gunpowder. Bang, bang. Ditto machines. Oh my God, Lorraine Scott. Right. Let's talk about this. Ditto machine, the mimeographs, it was called. And remember, you're sitting in class, and everyone, as soon as they got their paper, you would put the paper, and you're like, oh, all the kids, you're all like this. We have such a good smell. You probably can't buy that. Like, if we could buy that, can you still get that somewhere? I would buy it. The smell of violet, right? Lady Tyler. You remember your grandmother's perfume? Oh, that's cool. The scented stickers. I don't remember the scented stickers. Magic markers and Play-Doh. Oh, that's Karen. Karen Murray, Play-Doh. That's another one. Like, I could smell it right now, the Play-Doh. It was such a smell. White paste. That's another one. Pamela Paulus. White paste. That's another smell. Yeah. Wouldn't it be fun to just like have all this stuff lined up and have a party? How do we get on these subjects? I don't know. It's something I was driving along, And what else? Think of some more stuff. Those candles that were always in your grandma's purse. Oh, I don't remember that. Tamara Cockcroft. I don't remember that. Yeah, the mimeograph machines. That's what they called it. What else? Give me some more, man. I know crayons is one I always think of. Cafeteria cooking tuna. Remember the cafeterias in school? I remember I always just get this little hamburger. I was like second grade, and I would just flood it with ketchup, and that's what I had every day. The hamburger with bleeding ketchup, and that's it. I love ketchup. Rubber balls. Got to go back to fourth Christmas. You're talking about like the Super Bowl? Gum erasers. Yeah. The smell of your dad's boat engine when it started. Okay. Copy paper. I don't remember copy paper. Okay. Freshly cut grass. Okay. Ice cream shop. Those big fluffy rolls in school cafeteria. Silly putty. Silly putty. Linda, right on. Did you ever take the silly putty and like put it over like a newspaper and copy like make a big, and then you peel it off and there's the ink comes off, right? Pink pearl erasers. Baseball mitts. Oh my God, baseball mitts. Who said that? Remembering Ella. Yeah. Baseball mitts. I really wish I would have saved because I really played a lot of Little League, a lot of baseball. And that smell, you have them all broken in. Yeah. Nita Gould, that's a good one. Pizza burgers. No, I never had pizza burgers. Mom's hairspray. Glue in your hands. Fruit stripe gum, purple ink, Sunday comics, silly putty. Yeah, that's Tommy the Cat. You did that too, huh? Dry soap in the bathroom. Oh, how about did you guys get your mouth washed out with soap like I did when I was little? That was the worst, man. And up into the molars, like can't get it out. I got my mouth washed out with soap a lot. Oh, that is a bad memory. And I'm not going to stick soap in my mouth to remember what that tastes like. Oof. You had G.C. Murphy, no candy and nuts. Freshly opened peanut butter jar. Okay. Mr. Bubbles. Boy, I got you guys going here. I got you guys going on this one. All right. What else? What else can we talk about here? Cougars, 48, $20. Love your work. Love all history. Thank you. It's very generous. Yeah, we've got waiting for these stones. Thank you for the money. It's all happening. I don't need to tell you again. I think you guys are caught up on that. But we got like 6 projects working right now. So the money's helping getting us out of the red because we are in the red, which is fine. I got no problem with that. Rubber cement. Oh yeah, Amanda, remember the rubber cement? It's the dark brown bottle, and you open it, and there's the brush, and the brush was always full of the cement, and it was like snot. I remember that, right? Happy Father's Day. Oh yeah, Father's Day is coming up. I'm going to be solo on Father's Day, but I know my boys are going to get me something cool. My boys and I are playing a lot of golf now, so probably Hopefully we can play golf when I get back. Nathan, Danny, and Kyle. Shout out to my boys. Do you fly in your own plane to all these locations? No, I stopped flying when COVID started. So I don't fly anymore. I just kind of lost the passion for it. It's funny, when I was in the plane crash where I crashed in the World War II plane, 5 years ago, 2018, May, it didn't dissuade me from flying. I actually bought another plane, a big plane, and flew for another year. But then COVID hit, and something with COVID, I was supposed to go to Alaska for the whole summer in my new seaplane, which was a Cessna Caravan, 11-passenger commercial seaplane. Man, I had a big trip planned. That was fun flying that thing. But once COVID hit, I just lost the passion. I started doing this, and this kind of took over. So now I like driving my pickup. I love the road trip because I'll go 200 miles. I'll stay overnight and I'll do a story. And then someplace like here, I'll stay a week and I'll just go at my own pace. I love my Ram truck. Ram truck is awesome. So no more flying for me. And it's not because anything bad. I just lost the passion after 20 years of flying. It was great. It was a great run. Laundry blowing in the breeze on a clothesline. Yeah, you don't see that much anymore, do you? The first smell of spring blossoms. Yeah. Brian Walker, Mopar. So you're talking about, yeah, Mopar, my Ram truck. Also my Hellcat. I'm selling my Hellcat because I know I'm moving to Arizona, and instead of selling Bumblebee, you guys saw Bumblebee? My 900 horsepower Hellcat, custom paint job. It's up for sale right now because I just bought a Jeep. I'm not going to be doing any fast car stuff anymore in Arizona. I'm going to be doing a lot of mountain stuff. I'm going to be taking you guys on some extreme missions, hopefully, out into the mountains of from Nevada to Arizona to Mexico, New Mexico, looking for really cool stories. So I've got a Jeep ordered, a 2024. It's a Rubicon type thing. It's longer, and it's going to be totally souped out. Mini lift kit, lights, crazy stuff. It's going to be, and it's the cool blue color Jeep. So when I get that, model glue, that's another one. Lois Carroll. That's no, don't be sniffing that too much. But yeah, I'm going to be starting next winter. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in the desert because that's where I'm going to be living. So I'm going to be doing road trips from there. Some in my pickup truck for the longer trips, and then some in my Jeep because I want to get off the road. Like that thing I did in Wickenburg. Oh, it'd been great to have the Jeep. I didn't need to rent the Razor, or I'll have the Razor. I'll have that on a trailer. So if it gets really extreme, could take that. Those things will go anywhere. Pamela Paulus, your husband owns a Aero Coupe. Oh, that's nice. That's the one, a Euro Coupe. That's with the bubble. Now, back when I was flying, I have a flying channel I used to do. It's called Bush Pilot Explorer. There was another channel I was kind of friends with. I'm not really friends. Watching. He has a Euro Coupe, and he was flying all the way. I'm sure he still has. It's like a foreign guy. There's a lot of good channels you can watch on YouTube of these pilots who just fly these little planes all over the place. Pretty cool. Right, Pamela? Yeah. It's got that bubble. It's like it sits side by side, right? Yeah. Pretty cool little plane. Brian Walker misses your 73 Demon Duster, Dart Satellite Sebring Plus, and the Ram Charger. Yeah. Old Ram Chargers are really cool. Yeah, we're going back. All right, guys. I'm still kind of under the weather, and I'm kind of drifting here. Still kind of weak. So I'm going to get better in the next few days. I will see you this Sunday night. No more live streams. Maybe in a week. I'm afraid to do a live stream like out. I've been burned so much lately with that, but we'll try again from a cemetery maybe on this trip, but we'll see. But I'll try to check back with you in another week live, if not 2 at the most. And then I'll see you this Sunday night. We've got this pretty epic episode on Merton Eastlick from Southwest Minnesota, Lake Chetek, the Lake Chetek Indian Massacre. All right. So I wish you all the best, and hopefully I should be better in the next few days. And I'm like 80% right now, and I'm just happy I got everything done here. I'm just gonna chill, and then I'll go out, I'll explore, who knows, but I'm just gonna take it as it comes. All the pressure's off, no pressure. All right, you guys, so have a great weekend. Okay, tomorrow's Friday, right? So enjoy the weekend, and it's been great having you hanging with me. All right, love you guys, and stay safe. Later.